Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making something that is cheap, but also pretty tasty. So I'm gonna jump right in. Well, obviously from the title, you know what this is. It's like a bean stew kind of thing, but you put it over grilled bread and it's just really good. So I'm starting off with some crusty bread here. This is like a sourdough crusty bread. And I'm just gonna make slices and about an inch thick the slices should be. So I have all the crusty bread here and I'm gonna get some olive oil and I'm just gonna drizzle each slice in olive oil. Now, I'm using this pan. It has like the little grill marks in it, and I'm gonna put it on the stove really high heat, like super high heat, because we wanna make little like grill marks on the bread. If you don't have a pan that looks like this, don't worry. Just use a normal pan on high heat. If you have just like a flat cast iron pan, or any kind of pan you can put on high heat. Even if you want to like throw it on a sheet pan and put it in the oven and grill it that way, that works. Okay, so you know how you know if the pan is hot enough? You go ahead, get some water. That's totally hot enough. Now we're gonna grill the bread. So olive oil is on the top part and I'm gonna stick that facing down on here. So I'm just gonna pour some olive oil into a pan, about half a teaspoon maybe. And then in this bowl right here, I have half of a medium yellow onion and 1 carrot diced up. So we're gonna start with this. I also have a sprig of rosemary I am going to throw into the pan. I also have some red pepper flakes, just a couple pinches I'm going to throw in there as well. And then we're just going to saute this until it's nice and tender. While the carrots and onions are cooking, I am going to cut up some cherry tomatoes. You can use whatever kind of tomatoes you want. I'm just using about a cup. These are from my garden. I'm so proud of them. And I'm just gonna have these. I'm not gonna cut them any smaller than that. They're gonna break down in the pan and it'll be perfect. Now that these onions and carrots are nice and soft, I'm gonna add 3 cloves of garlic here. And we're just gonna cook these until the garlic's soft too. So that probably takes about a minute or 2. You could add more olive oil if you need it. Never hurts anybody to add more olive oil. Also gonna add a pinch of salt and a couple grains of pepper right now. This is totally optional for you, but I am adding anchovy paste, like the tiniest amount, like tiny amount, like smaller than a pea size, probably like half a pea size amount. Like this stuff, if you saw my last video and I was talking about cloves go a long way, anchovy paste goes even longer. Like I don't even understand how anybody uses a whole tube of this stuff. So I'm just gonna add the tiniest little smidge. Like you see that little tiny smidge? That's all you need. And it just adds so much flavor, so much like umami. Delicious. If you want to leave this out to make it vegan, go ahead. This is a vegan-ish dish if you don't use, well, it's vegan completely if you don't use anchovy paste, but. Okay, so now that everything is nice and soft, I'm gonna add the tomatoes. And then I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. Turn it down. I'm gonna add a little bit more salt because it helps break down the tomatoes. Maybe one more grind of pepper. And go ahead and cook these tomatoes down. And at this point, I am putting a lid on here. Putting the lid on, and we're gonna let this cook until the tomatoes are nice and mushy in there. I just realized I had my hood vent on the whole time and it was so loud from that grilled bread. Sorry. Thank you so much if you're still watching. I appreciate you a lot. Grab the rosemary out because I don't want the leaves of it to start falling off. What is this? Is this thyme? Okay, and then I'm gonna sprinkle like a couple pinches of thyme in here. And then I am going to put in, now also this is not plant-based, so if you're trying to make this vegan, don't put this in obviously, but this is a Parmesan rind. And if you do one thing in life, get the real parm. Like if you splurge on something in your kitchen, real parm is where it's at. And you could save the rinds and then just throw it in like stews and it just adds so much flavor. So I'm gonna throw that in there. And then I have 1 can of cannellini beans filled with, so I rinsed them in the can, like I shut the lid and like rinsed them with water and shook the can up and then like, you know, dumped the water out. And then I put clean fresh water in there. So cannellini beans plus the water in the whole can. I feel like I explain stuff so weird sometimes, but whatever. It is what it is. I have Better Than Bouillon vegetable paste. And I'm going to be taking like a ½ teaspoon, mixing it around in there. I'm gonna add a bunch of pepper now. I really like pepper in this dish. On grilled bread, it's just so good. And then I'm also going to add a heaping pinch of salt. And we're gonna simmer this for about 15 minutes, I wanna say. And taste, see where we're at. It's been about 15 minutes. And I'm just going to use my spoon. Holy crap. Okay. So I've had this wooden spoon for at least like 10 years and it just broke. That's nuts. But I got another one. So use this spoon to squish down some of the beans, because then it's just gonna make this stew a lot creamier and it just helps it thicken up. Then the last little bit before it's done, I am going to chop some parsley. Parsley goes really well. Parsley goes really well with cannellini beans. Okay, now it's time for the truth. I'm gonna taste a little. A little bit more salt. Okay. So let me just show you what it looks like. That is a heavy pan. It's good. So I'm gonna get a nice piece of grilled toast. I'm gonna stick it right on there. And then I'm just gonna pour some right on top. So good. Look at that. And then I'm gonna add some parsley. And I'm gonna add a little lemon juice just for some brightness. And there we go. Easy. This could be a meal. This could be a side dish. This could be whatever you want it to be. It could be vegan, it could be not vegan. It's just an easy meal and it's super cheap. I mean, I bought beans and grilled bread and I had all the other ingredients. And even if you don't have all the other ingredients, I mean, all of those ingredients are pretty cheap. Like the cheapest things at the grocery store, onion, carrots, garlic. Those are some of the cheapest things at the grocery store. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you hit that subscribe button. So I will see you next time. Thank you so much.